Welcome, Global Hack Week. Rosendo from MLH here. We are kicking off Global Hack Week GenAI, and we're going to have a really awesome guest along with an awesome service and platform that you can utilize throughout this workshop. So today we're going to actually be doing something called Clarifai 101. We're going to be exploring the Clarifai platform and also doing some brief walkthroughs of the Global Hack Week challenges Clarifai has available for you. So in the session, it's just going to be a complete guide. It's going to be a walkthrough of the platform, as I mentioned. We're going to go from signing up, exploring the playground, making your first API call, to even getting started with how you could use some of the platform's key tools like MCP and agent-based workflows. So if you're into AI, today is your lucky day. We've got a great guest for you. Just before we get started, let me do some quick housekeeping. I want y'all to go ahead and get in there, register at mlh.link, GHW GenAI Clarifai 101. I'm going to drop that link in the chat for y'all as well. So be sure that you get registered, because we want to give you credit for being here and for participating. All right. Let us know where you're all from. Let us know where you're joining from, because we want to know how Global Hack Week is. Once again, this is a really exciting workshop for me. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to our speaker of the day, Sumant. So please give Sumant a warm round of applause.
Cool. Thanks for the intro, Rosando. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. Just to give a quick intro about me. This is Sumant. I'm a machine learning developer advocate here at Clarifai. Maybe I'm not sure if you are aware of Clarifai, but I will just give a quick intro. Clarifai is a full stack AI platform that helps you to build, manage, deploy AI at scale. And we're really excited for this GenAI Hack Week, and we're really excited to partner with MLH. And we have some exciting challenges for you, which obviously the title itself is GenAI Hack Week. So we just want you to keep up to the pace with everything happening around GenAI. So we have designed the challenges, something around that to help you get started with GenAI. So I'm really excited to share those challenges. I'm just happy to share you a complete guide on Clarifai, how you can utilize these, how you can utilize the platform to complete the challenges and all the things. That's a quick intro. But before that, I just want to mention, if you have any questions throughout this workshop, I'm just happy to share them in the chat. I will just take them up, and I'll just answer the questions along the way. So just don't hesitate. Anything that you have, anything related to Clarifai, anything in general, if you have any questions, just please feel free to drop it in the chat. So yeah, with that, let's get started. But before even getting into the agenda on things, I just want to give you maybe a little bit more overview of Clarifai. So as I just mentioned, right, Clarifai is a full stack AI platform that helps you to build, manage AI at scale. But just to give you like what we have within the platform, just few things. Like there are ton of features and things that we have in the platform. But just to give you a few things that maybe excite you, like we have 100 plus open source and third-party models available on the platform, right? You can access it via the API, or you can try out directly within the platform. It's as simple as just providing your prompt and calling the model. Or if you want to integrate these models into your own applications, you can just do it with an API. Or let's say if you want to just want to deploy any of your models to your dedicated compute, we have a different option for that. Like we have like compute orchestration that lets you deploy your own models, whether it is open source, your custom trained models, or any other models that you have. Like for example, if you want to import models from Hugging Face, we have the option, like you can just upload the model to the platform. You can just deploy it to your own dedicated compute. We have the full flexibility. I will be walking you through as well, like how you can actually utilize all these things to build or complete the challenges and things. So yeah, that's a quick intro, like and some of the features. But maybe while we are just going through, when I'm just going through the platform, all the features and things, maybe you might explore a bit more as well, like other features and things. But yeah, with that, let's get started. So yeah, first, I just want to give you an agenda of what we are covering in this session. First, I'll just walk you through how to sign up and get started with the platform. And then I'll just walk you through the complete platform itself. As I just mentioned, the playground, and how you can deploy your own models, and also other ton of features. As I just mentioned, it's a full stack AI platform, and we support a full AI lifecycle from data labeling to model training, model like fine tuning, model deployment. Maybe if you want to build your own AI apps using Streamlit and you want to deploy it like using the platform, we have a separate feature for that, like UI modules that helps you to build a cool AI applications. And also we have like workflows that helps you to combine multiple models together and call it with a single API. Uh, or let's say if you have your own data, you can just upload it to the platform. You can even label that, whether you can just do it manually or you can use AI assisted features to label your own data. I'll just walk you through all these features so that you will have a complete idea on what we have and how you can utilize this for your projects, for completing the challenges, or let's say for maybe even in the future if you want to build your own projects, how you can utilize that, like that might be helpful for you. I'll just walk you through that, and then I'll just give a quick overview of the challenges that we have. Like we have 5 different challenges specially designed for around GenAI to help you get started and help you get up to the speed with what's happening around GenAI, like agents, MCPs, a lot of open source models and all the things. I'll just give you a walkthrough of all the challenges that we have, and then I will just uh, help you understand like what we are offering in terms of the prices. Like obviously we are helping you like whoever have completed like the challenges. We have some exciting prizes for you, so I'll just announce that as well. And also we have a separate plan for this specific hackathon. So if you want to build with Clarifai, if you want some credits, we will be building, like we will be giving you the access. I'll just share more details as well, and then I'll just share all the resources like the documentation, tutorials, and everything that helps you to like learn and build, maybe complete the challenges. And maybe obviously if you have any questions, I will be answering them as well. So that's the agenda. So without a further ado, let's get started. Obviously this, if you just know, maybe if you are not aware of Clarifai, you can just go to clarifai.com, and then you can get started. It's pretty simple. You can just start. If you don't have an account, you can just start for free. Once you start for free, like you can just either sign up with GitHub or you can sign up with Google. So we have 2 different options, and it's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. Once you sign up with your own account, and you will have some like confirmation email that you need to verify, and then like there will be onboarding that helps you guide like setting up your first app like project and setting up and getting started with Clarifai. Like the onboarding will help you with that. So it's pretty simple. Just start for free and sign up with GitHub or sign up with Google, whichever way you prefer. So I'm not gonna cover that in depth. It's pretty straightforward. So I already have my account. So I'll just log into the platform. So this is how it looks like once you sign up and log into the platform. Let's go through step by step. First, I'll just walk you through the homepage. This is how the homepage will look like. As I just mentioned, we have a lot of exciting things, and within this homepage, we feature a lot of them here, so that you will have a complete overview of all the things like models, compute, like your deployed clusters, or let's say your workflows, your apps, all the resources, everything within the homepage, so that it's a single place that helps you to get started with Clarifai. So you can just see here, like we have a lot of trending AI models, as I just mentioned, right? There are like more than 500 plus open source, third party, and other models available on the platform. It's very easy, and it's very easy to get started from here. You can just click on like test in the playground, and you can access, you can try it out, you can give it a prompt, you can access the models, etc. I will just show that how to do that later. But let's go through the homepage. These are the trending AI models, and the research team, the Clarifai research team, continuously adds whatever the best model that comes up in the community, whether it could be from OpenAI, whether it could be from Gemini, DeepSeek, Microsoft, uh, Quen, Mistral, like a lot of providers and a lot of models. And whenever a new model comes up, and our research team will add it up here, so that you will have a single place, like instead of trying out or accessing like different models from different platforms, you have a single place that you can access all these models. So that's what that's why we have built this. And not just open source, you can have even access third-party models, as I just mentioned, from OpenAI, from Gemini, and from other providers as well. So this is the trending AI model section, and this is the compute section, as I just mentioned, right? We let you to deploy your own models. Maybe if you have your, maybe let's say, let's take an example that you have trained your own model and you want to deploy it on your own, maybe dedicated compute. So we offer a lot of flexibility that helps you to deploy any of your model that you have. Or let's say maybe if you want to deploy any of the open source models, for example, let's say DeepSeek R1, there is a model, this is open source, or let's say Llama 4, or let's say any other open source models, right? If you want to deploy this open source or your custom models, or let's say you might find some interesting models from Hugging Face, like you can just deploy any of these models on your own dedicated compute, right? You can create your own cluster, you can set up your node pool from multiple cloud providers, either it could be AWS, GCP, like Vultr, Oracle. We have different flexibility options as well. So you can just deploy any of your model to your dedicated compute. You can create a cluster. You can just deploy the model. It's pretty straightforward. I will just walk you through that later. So this within the homepage, it's very easy that you can just start from here. Like we have some basic compute, advanced compute. If you have some maybe highly advanced models or heavy workloads, you can just select with advanced. Or if you want to prefer your own custom, maybe create your own custom cluster or node pool based on your use case, you can just do it from here. Maybe if it fails maybe a bit odd, like how to do all these things, setting up the clusters, node pools, no need to worry. I'll just walk you through that as well later. So I'm just giving you a quick glimpse on the homepage, like what all we have. And you can see here, like all the compute that I have created, all the clusters, node pools, the models that I have deployed, and everything here, the regions, the cost, and everything. You can just have a quick overview of all the clusters that you have deployed. And then this is where you can get started with the API. You can, as I just mentioned, right, you can even try out models on the playground, a simple, easy to use interface, or you can access the models via the Clarifai Python SDK. It's just a few lines of code. If you just see the code here, you need to pip install Clarifai, just a single command to install Clarifai, and then just a few lines of code in order to try this DeepSeek R1 model. Like you're just importing the model class and then giving the prompt, the model URL, and then you're just doing the prediction. Just a few lines of code. That's all it takes to integrate any of the model available in the community into your own applications. And for example, let's say if you prefer to use other language, maybe the Node.js, you can just switch between here, and you will have the appropriate code that you can copy paste and get started with using these models. So that's how easy it is. And maybe if you don't want DeepSeek, maybe if you want to try different models, like let's say Llama 3.2, you can just shift from here, Llama 3.2, and then the code will be changed. You can see the model URL has been changed from DeepSeek to Llama 3.2, and you can just copy the code and you can integrate into your project. Also, one of the key things that I just want to specify here is the personal access token. If you just see the code here, we have this personal access token. So just think of it as an API key, that lets you access all the resources that we have, whether it could be models, workflows, and everything that we have in the platform, right? It helps you to easily access them via the API. So that's the personal access token. It helps you to access all the resources that we have in the platform via the API. It's pretty simple to get the API. Obviously, if you have created your account, you will have your own API key here. You can copy it. Or let's say if you want to create your own API key, you can just go to the settings, like the security option within the settings. On the top right, we have the option for security. You can just go to the security option. There's an option for personal access token. You can just click on create a personal access token. You can just define the name. You can just select the scopes on, I think as I just mentioned, right, there are a lot of operations that you can just do. And maybe you can just specify the scopes for this personal access token. For example, let's say if you just want to do model predictions and you don't want to do model training or maybe model deployment and all the things, you can uncheck all these boxes and you can just select model prediction, right? You can just train your own custom models, etc. So you can just select the scope and you can create a personal access token from here, and then you can copy the personal access token. So that's how easy it is to create the personal access token. It helps you to access any of the models available in the community. So yeah, you can just check that. And here is a section that we have like all the tutorials, resources, and everything that helps you to get started. We have like that helps you to create your own applications and authentication, like the personal access token, setting up the SDK. If you want to train your own custom models, if you want to chain models with workflows, as I just mentioned, right? If you want to monitor your usage and spend, we have a feature called Control Center, which we will take a look at later as well. You can just learn more about that. Or if you want to learn how to deploy and scale your own applications, you can explore community models and all the things. We have a lot of resources documentation. You can just check them out from here. And this is the place where we have featured all the models, workflows, datasets, modules. This is specific to my account, like what are all the models and workflows, datasets, and modules that I have created. So maybe this might look a bit blank if you are getting started, but once you start building your own models, building your workflows and things, that will be pop up here. So yeah, that's the homepage. Now let's go and try the most exciting thing, trying out the model in the playground. So you can directly click on test in the playground here, uh, or maybe there is an option, if you just notice, like on the top, there's an option called playground. You can even access the playground from there. But I'm just clicking on this test in playground, especially the DeepSeek R1 model. Once you click on that, it will be redirected to the playground. And this is where you can just battle test all the LLMs. Obviously, in order to keep up with AI, right? Like there's a lot of models coming up every week, every month. There's a lot of new models, and to test how each model is performing against other, I think this is the best way to do it. Like you can just switch between the models from here. If you just notice, this is by default we have DeepSeek R1, but if you want to try out Llama 3.2, Claude Sonnet 4, Pen 4, any of the model, right? You can just switch to that model. You can just give a prompt, and you can just see like how well the model is responding to your question, and it's pretty easy to get started. So let me just let's just try it out, the playground. Maybe we have some pre-examples here. So I'm just selecting this, and what resources would you recommend to aspiring ML developers in India? So let's hit enter. Let's check the model's response. You can see how the model is streaming. Also, this is DeepSeek R1. This is a reasoning model. So you can see the model's thought process as well. You can see the thought, how we are asking the question, how the model should be responding, all the response here. And obviously, if you just see, the result has been cut down. Maybe that's the reason. Like if you just notice here at the right side, we have set the maximum tokens as 512. So that's the reason the output has been cut down. But maybe if you prefer to have a much more longer output token, you can just update it from the right side parameters. If you just notice, you can update your system prompt. You can add your temperature, top p values, reasoning effect, like reasoning effort, like all the parameters from the right hand sidebar, and yeah, you can just play with the models. So yeah, that's how easy it is to try out any model in the playground. And if you don't want streaming, you can just toggle off this button so that you won't get the response in a streaming mode. But let's continue with that, and maybe let's try out a different model. And DeepSeek R1 is an reasoning model. Let's try out a multi-model model. Maybe I'm gonna try this Gemini 2.5 Flash, which is a multi-model. It can able to take both text and the image. So when I just shifted to this Gemini 2.5 Flash, if you just notice, we have another option here within the chat where you can upload your own images as well along with the text prompt. So I'm just uploading an image here. Maybe let me ask, can you explain this image? So I'm just given an image and I'm just asking the model to explain that image for me, like what's in the image and things. So let's wait and see the model's response. You can see the response here. It's been streaming. The image depicts a professional and extensive digital media workstation, primarily set up for photography and videography. Obviously, you can see this is the image that I have, and the model has given the response. So that's how you can access the multi-model models as well. And you can play with the settings here. And if you want to access the model via the API, like this specific model, you can just go to this API tab and copy the code and easily access this specific model. So that's how easy it is to try out any model in the playground. If you just notice, not just a DeepSeek and Gemini, you can see we have like GPT-4o, which is also a reasoning model, 5.4, Grok 2, Mini CPM, and also these are all my the models that I have created. You can even, if you have your own models, you can even access that models and try it out within the playground. So that's how you can access the playground. That's how easy it is. And obviously, everyone wants some kind of easy UI to test out different models that's coming up. So this is the easy way to get started. And maybe let me know if you have any questions around the playground and things. I can help you answer that. But yeah, that's for the playground. And now let's take a look at the community. You can see on the top nav bar, we have the option for community. This is where you can access and where we have like all the models that we are trying to add. So obviously we have this trending model section. Obviously this is same to the homepage that we had. And maybe if you want to access just the LLMs, we have this specific section for LLMs. Maybe if you want to just access vision language models, we have a separate section for just vision language models and the workflows and things. But let's explore other models as well. As I just mentioned, right, there are more models than what you see here. You can just go to the models tabs, the models tab that we have here. Just taking your time. Let me just refresh it.
Hi, Sumanth. While we're waiting for that, there are some questions in chat if you wanted to take a look
Cool. Maybe I'll just
regarding the
take some time to
playground.
do that. Cool.
Mhm.
Awesome. Cool. A lot of questions. Let me just go through them. Maybe if you want to pop up, Rosando, some of the questions, maybe that would be better.
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and pop up the ones around the playground. Well, the first one is does Clarifai have a cloud IDE, or do we use our own IDE?
Yeah, Clarifai has its own API. Like you can just access all the models, whether it can be like Clarifai has a dedicated SaaS. You can just access in order to deploy your own models. But if you prefer to deploy your own models, like on your dedicated compute, you have the option for like the compute orchestration that I've shared with you, where you can just create your own clusters, node pools, and deploy your models. So yeah.
Okay. Next question: How is training models on Clarifai different from doing so in Google Colab?
Yeah, obviously, like if you just notice, maybe I'll just show a quick glimpse as well how you can train your own models. But what you can just do within the platform is completely no code. Like we have a predefined templates. We have like custom templates that you can easily pick and just train your own models. As I just mentioned, right, it's a full stack platform. You can upload your data. You can just train your models on the platform, and you can just bring that data to train your own models. And even training the models, it's pretty easy. Like all you need to set up is just few options. Maybe if I have some time, I will just show that. But I will just link the resource for you to check like how easy it is to get started with training. It's completely different from Google Colab. It's a no code approach, so that within the UI itself, you can just train your own models. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. And let's see here. All right. We have some folks that are saying that the playground is not working for them. So MS 1600 521 asks, says that the model gives an error to fail, a failed to fetch model output. Sorry, my glasses aren't working so well. It's a type of internal server error, and it looks like a lot of the folks just aren't getting any of the outputs from the models in Playground.
Okay, I think maybe you should be having access to that, like with the community plan if you have signed up. But that's why we have a separate plan that we have, like for this specific hackathon, like the hackathon plan, which we will give some extra credits for you to try out the models and access them. So maybe I'm not sure if that might be the issue. I'll just check and follow up with you. I think it should work. I'm not sure which model you're just trying to work on. But yeah, I think maybe I'll just after the hackathon, like I'll just give you some specific details on how you can access the hackathon plan. Maybe that might give you some credits or operations that helps you to try out different models. So yeah.
Awesome. One last question and we can start to move on. Is Clarifai similar to Open Router?
Obviously, like you can just access bunch of models within a single UI. You can just compare with check with like Open Router as well. But yeah, it's not just the models, like but we have like ton of other features along with what we're offering with the playground, and how you can access all the models with a single API. So I think you can just compare it with, but I think it's not stopping with just the models, but a ton of other features as well that I've been showing you. I think from model training to like deploying your own models on your own compute, from control center, like all the other features. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Looks like that's it for now. We do have some other questions queued up, but I think you're going to be answering them later on, so we'll just keep them queued up for now. All right.
Awesome.
I'll let y'all get back to it.
Cool. And I think I'm just continuing with the community here. Maybe if you have just go to the community, there are a lot of models, and maybe you just go to this models tab. There are like more than like 500 plus models available on the platform. You can just see not just LLMs and vision models. We have some models that we have custom trained for specific computer vision use cases, like face detection, general image recognition, moderation recognition, food item recognition, like all the other models you can just check out. And like other models as well, like GPT-4, color recognition, like ton of models. And if you want to filter these models based on your use case, you can just do that from the left-hand sidebar here. Whether you want to multimodal to text, you can just filter out from here. Or let's say if you want to try out like audio to text, maybe you can just do that as well. Like you can just based on your use case, based on your or you can just filter the models. You can just see for audio to text, we got like this audio transcription model, we have whisper, we have whisper lodge, we have like other models as well, which you can just access via the API, or you can try it out on the platform. So yeah, that's what, like other than trending models, if you want to explore other models that we have, you can just come to the community, you can just try out the models and access it. So that's about the community. Now let's check and see like the projects, which is a key integral part of Clarifai. So let's go to the projects. Maybe if you are maybe just signing up, if you are onboarding, you will be creating your own like first application, like the first project. You will be guided through how to create a project. But this is how the project, like just think of it as an like a single like a project, like a single place that you can store and access all your resources that needed to build an entire application, right? For example, let's say within the projects, you can just upload your inputs like images or text. You can label them. You can train your own models. As I think someone was asking like how to train models, how it different from Clarifai, like Google Colab. You can just go to the app, and we have a model section, and you can just train your own custom models. Or let's say if you want to build your own workflows, you can just do that. If you want to build your own modules, you can just do that. So it's a complete way that you can just build your own application. I have few apps that I've created, but if you want to create your own app, on the top right, we have an option that you can like create an app. You can either start with a blank template, or you can use a template, like blank app, or you can just start with an app template. So if you just go to the app template, we have few templates that helps you to get started, like for coding or for text moderation, for sentiment analysis. We have from pre-uploaded workflows on models that we have added to that specific app, so that you can directly use them and access and build the applications. So yeah, you can just create your app there. But let's go and see like some of the apps that I already have. I'll just show you how it looks like within the app. So this is how the app looks like once you create. As you can see from the left-hand sidebar, we have this input section where you can upload your own images or text. You can just label them, etc. And like you can see, like we can upload my own inputs. You can upload them by batch, or you can just individually, and you can just assign labels. You can just annotate them, and you can just do all sort of data labeling. So that's about the input section. If you want to batch these inputs into specific data sets, you can even do that. So we have this data sets. You can just batch all these inputs into data set. And then this is what I'm just trying to mention, like the models. This is where you can just train your own models, or you can add models from the community. There's an option at the top right for add a model. So either you can use a pre-trained model that you have, uh, that you have, like I think which is available on the community, or you can build a custom model. So this is where you can just train your own models. Like if you just select like custom model, this is how the page looks like. We have like a lot of model types that you can just use to train your models. For example, let's say if you want to train your maybe for computer vision, if you want to train your own image models, there's this transfer learning option, which maybe if you have some images and if you want to do a transfer learning instead of just trying it from scratch, you can just go with the option. Or let's say if you want to train your own visual classifier, you can just go with this visual detector, visual segmenter. We have like a lot of other options as well. But if you want to train your own, maybe if you want to train or maybe fine tune some LLMs, you have some pre-built templates for like Llama and other models. So you can just use the templates and you can just upload your textual data and you can just fine tune the model based on your data. Or let's say if you want to train your own text classifier from scratch, you can just use it. Or if you want to train your text generator, like obviously the LLM, you can just do it from here. So I'm not going in depth of it, how to do it and how you can just train your models, since we have a lot of other things to cover. But I can just add you, I think you can just find everything within the clarified docs, like how to train your models. We have a ton of resources as well. If you want to explore how to train your own models, or how you can fine tune them, whether it could be like text to text or image, like for image data, etc. So we have complete tutorials and documentation. So feel free to explore that. So yeah, that's how you can just train your models from the model section within the project. Or let's say if you want to build your own workflows, like maybe combining multiple models together, and then if you want to explore that, access it with a single API, you can just do that. For example, let's say I'm in the workflows, I can just create a workflow here. And then maybe if I want to do some audio to text, I can just add this, I can drag and drop this node. And then maybe I can just do text classifier, so that like maybe whatever, let me just do it here. I'm just adding the input here. I'm just connecting these nodes, audio to text and text classifier. So like, for example, let's say you have your own audio input. Now you just want to pass that to this specific node, like with the audio to text. You can just select the model from here. Like if you have like the models that we have in the community for audio to text conversion. And then once you just select that model, I can just pass the text to the text classifier. So obviously you can just connect, or you can just explore a ton of use cases with workflows. There are a lot of different nodes as well, which you can explore, and you can just build based on your use case. So that's how you can just build your workflows. I'm not going in depth of like how to create a complete workflow and things, but it might have given you a basic idea on how you can just simply drag and drop nodes to the UI and build your own workflows for your use cases. So yeah, that's about the workflows. And if I just go back, there's an option for modules as well, which are like predefined Streamlit apps. Like if you have, I'm not sure, like if you are aware of Streamlit. Streamlit is like an Python-based framework that helps you to build AI apps, AI web apps. So you can just build your Streamlit applications using Clarifai or using any other use cases that we have. You can just upload them and deploy it to the to this particular project. So you can see the modules that I have, the module section. I have two different modules, the Gemma OCR one and Chat with GitHub. Both are like Streamlit applications that I've just deployed. If you want to deploy, I think you can just create your own module, and you can just provide all the details, and you can just deploy the module. You have a complete documentation and tutorials on that as well. You can just explore how you can just create your own Streamlit apps and how you can just deploy them. And there's an option for labeling tasks. Like for example, as I just mentioned, if you want to label your own data, you can just create a task. You can just assign it to the team. You can just do all sort of labeling, and also not just the normal labeling. If you want to do auto annotation as well, like if you want the pre-built models, like either it could be like maybe Gemini, GPT-4, like all these pre-built models. If you want those models to help you as well in terms of labeling the data, or let's say we have, like as I just mentioned, right, we have some custom models that we have trained, like image detection, image recognition models. We can just use that models to automate this entire labeling process. So the model will take care and do the labeling for you instead of you just doing all sort of labeling. So you can just explore that. We have the documentation. So that's about the projects. It's a kind of an single place that you can build your own entire application, from labeling to training your models to building workflows, creating modules, and all the things. So that's about the projects. Now let's take a look at maybe if you have any questions, feel free to share uh, in the chat. But yeah, that's about the projects. And let's take a look at the compute section. As I just mentioned, right, you can just train your own, like if you have your own model, if you want to deploy it on your own dedicated compute, this is where you can just do that. You can just create your clusters, you can just create your node pools, and you can deploy your models to that specific node pool. So it's flexible. You can just scale it up as you need with the different options that we have, different flexibility that we have with compute orchestration, like the clusters creating this dedicated compute. So yeah, I'll just show you a quick walkthrough of how it looks like to create a cluster on node pools and how you can deploy the models. So these are all the models, these are the clusters that I already have. So I just created for my own use cases. But if you want to create a new cluster, maybe if you have your own model, if you want to deploy, you can just go with create a new cluster. You can just provide a cluster ID. For example, let's say I'm going to give MLH. You can just give a description. And here you can just, they have, I think we have, currently we only have one option where you can just let a dedicated Clarifai cloud compute. Like Clarifai will manage it, will manage the compute for you. Like you can just set up the resources that you want, like the node pool and things, and we will just manage on behalf of you. But yeah, if you want to connect your own compute as well, like instead of we just managing everything, I think we will be coming up that option as well soon, and you can directly do it from here. So just going with the Clarifai dedicated cloud compute. And then from here, you can just select the cloud provider. As I just mentioned, we have a lot of options for cloud providers. AWS, GCP, Azure, Vultr, Oracle. So you can just select the cloud provider that you prefer and the region that you want to deploy. Currently for AWS, we only have US East. So I'm just trying to deploy it in that specific region, the cluster. And then here, the personal access token to interact with that resources. So that's how easy it is to create a cluster. Maybe if you want to go with GCP, you can just select that as well. You can just select the region. But let's go with AWS and US East. And once you create the cluster, you can just continue. And this is where you can just define the node pool. You can just, I think just to give you a quick, maybe a short glimpse, like maybe a node pool is a group of nodes that share the same configuration and resources within a cluster. So maybe a cluster can have like multiple node pools, and a node pool can have multiple nodes. So so that's a quick intro on that. Maybe if you are pretty new, and I think you can just provide the node pool ID. Maybe I can just give MLH node pool, and then you can just select the range as well, auto scale. This is very key. Like obviously, if you want to scale your applications without scale your AI workloads without uh, like any issues, like without cold start issues, you can just set the minimum range to 1, so that there will be always one node up and running, so that there won't be any cold starts. Like whenever the model goes to cold state, like there will be certain delays. Maybe if you don't want the users to face that delay, you can just set that to 1, or maybe whatever you just want based on your use case. But yeah, you can just play with it. Or let's say if you're just trying out the clusters, or if you maybe it's okay to go that, like if even if you have some issues with the like the cold start issues, if that doesn't matter for you, like it's okay. Like you can just go with 0, so that you can save some cost, so that all the models, like all the node pools won't be up and running like every time, so that you can save some cost. So it's a trade-off between cost and performance. You can just choose based on that. And here you can just select like different instance type based on your use case. Like just if you want, maybe if you have some basic models, if you want to go with just the CPU options, you can just go with this, like T3A, T3A large, T3A extra, like extra large, etc. But if you want, maybe if you have some big models, right, like you have trained a big custom model, if you want to deploy that, you can just go with the GPU options as well, like G4DN, G5 extra large, G6 extra large, etc. You can see we are offering high powerful machines like 8NG, L4, L40S. You can just select them, and then you can just deploy it. Obviously, you can just create the node pool. So I just set up my node pool ID, set up the auto scale range, select the instance, and then I'm going to create a cluster. I just have my cluster, and from here, like you can see there is an option called deploy a model, and you can just click on deploy. You can just provide the deployment ID, test, and you can just select the model. For maybe if you want to, as I just mentioned, right, if you want to deploy your own models, you can upload it to the platform via the Clarifai Python SDK. It's just pretty simple. All you need to do is test the model locally. You have to define your own model.py file with your own requirements, like the compute requirements within the config.yaml and all the resources, and then upload it to the platform, like upload it to your project as we have seen previously. And then once you upload, you can just access those models from here, and you can just select the model and you can just deploy it here. For example, let's say this is the model that I have uploaded to the platform, and I can just select the model here and I can just deploy it. Or let's say if you want to deploy other models as well. For example, let's say we have this uh, other open source models like Llama 3, etc. If you want to deploy that, you can just select it, that specific model, and you can just deploy it. Here you need to select the cluster ID and node pool ID that we have created now. This is the cluster ID MLH, and I think MLH node pool. This is the node pool ID. You can just select that and you can just deploy the model. So that's straightforward. Like no need to write like complex code and things within the UI. You can just manage everything. So that's the best part. So that's how you can just create your own compute and how to deploy your own models, whether it could be the models that you have uploaded or it could be something that you want to deploy it from the community. You can just do it. We have a lot of resources as well, like we have a dedicated documentation, videos, and that. If you want to explore that, you can just check that. So yeah, that's about the compute section. So I think I've just given you maybe a most glimpse on the platform. Just check the homepage, like the easy way to get started with everything. Just check the playground, how you can access the models via the API. We have checked the community, like where we have like ton of open source models. We have seen projects as well, like how to create an app, and then what's inside an app, like how you can upload your inputs, label, like you can just train your own models, you can add, like create your workflows, you can just do a lot of things. So we have just seen that, but there's another section like control center, which helps you to monitor everything which you are doing within the Clarifai tab, within your account. For example, let's say there's a lot of options, right? You might be training your own models, you will be labeling your data, there would be some kind of cost, maybe based on the operations that you have did. Everything would be visible here, like you can just track everything from this tab. So it's a single pane of glass that helps you to track everything that's happening within your account within the Clarifai platform. So you can just monitor everything from here. So yeah, that's a complete overview of the platform. Maybe I think I might not gone in depth of like some features like how to train your models and things, but you can just explore that. Like for the time being, I'm not going in depth of like training your models, creating maybe complex workflows, deploying your modules and things. But yeah, that's about the platform. But I just want to give you another thing. Just want to show you. We have seen like in the homepage, maybe even within the playground, how you can access the models via the API with just with the Python SDK. But if you want to access via the OpenAI endpoint, like we have recently added the support for OpenAI endpoint, right? So maybe I can just show you the documentation, OpenAI inference. So we have just added the support for OpenAI OpenAI compatible API endpoint. So instead of using, like if you prefer, like if you're already using other frameworks like Llama Index, LangChain, or let's say maybe OpenAI itself, if you are using OpenAI SDK or any other frameworks or libraries or SDKs, you can just use the same framework or like the library, and you can just call the models from the Clarifai community. So all you need to do is like you need to specify this base URL. This is the OpenAI specific endpoint. If you need to access models from the Clarifai community, like api.clarifai.com/v2/ext/openai/v1. So this is the endpoint. You can just import the client, initialize the client with OpenAI endpoint and the personal access token, so that you can call any model that's available on the platform with any framework, right? With your preferred framework, not just the Clarifai Python SDK. Maybe if you have already been familiar with any of one of the frameworks, you can just call the models from the Clarifai, like whatever we have on the community, using the OpenAI endpoint. So this is the endpoint, and we have a ton of examples here in the documentation. Like for example, let's say this is how you can install the OpenAI and how you can call the model via the OpenAI endpoint. If you just notice, we're just initializing the client, with the API key, the personal access token, and the base URL that I've just shown you. And then it's similar, like how you call the OpenAI, like how you call that specific framework, right? You can use the same kind of functionality, same kind of code to call the models from the Clarifai community. So that's how easy it is. And not just OpenAI, if you want to call with Vercel, we have the examples for call with how to call with Vercel SDK, or let's say Light LLM. We have examples for that as well if you prefer that. So that's about this OpenAI endpoint. Or let's say if you like, I think with this OpenAI support for this OpenAI API endpoint, it opens up a lot of functionalities and features as well. Maybe not sure if you are aware of all these agentic frameworks like CrewAI, Agent Development Kit. All these frameworks also support OpenAI API endpoint, so that you can call the models from the Clarifai community using the same OpenAI endpoint, and you can just build your own AI agents, right? It's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. I can just follow the documentation and things. And if you want to call the models from the community, you can just call it with the OpenAI endpoint. We have the examples for that as well. If you just notice here, the build agent section, we have a complete examples of how you can build agents using the Google ADK, like the Agent Development Kit, or let's say if you want to build using CrewAI, which is also an agentic framework, we have an example for that. Or let's say Vercel, we have an example for that, right? You can just check all these resources as I just mentioned, right? The OpenAI, the support for this OpenAI API compatibility opens up ton of opportunities and possibilities on how you can use these models from the community to build your own applications or agentic applications. So you can just refer to this documentation and build your own agents as well. And also, we have also recently added the support for MCP. So maybe if you are not aware of MCP, this is the open standard, like the open standard protocol that has been released by Anthropic, which lets LLMs access the external knowledge, like external data sources like GitHub, Slack, or data sources like Google Drive, or any other sources. Like you can just simply connect your MCP server to your client. Either it could be your custom client that you have created, or let's say maybe agents that you have created, or let's say like Cursor or any other frameworks, right? Like any other IDEs. You can just connect your MCP server, and you can so that the agents can have an idea on the external world with the help of MCP, so that it can help you to complete the task specified by the agent, like specified by that. So you can just explore that MCP. Like we have added the support that you can create your own MCP servers. There are a lot of frameworks available to create your own MCP servers. We have gone with Fast MCP, which is Python library that helps you to create MCP servers. It's pretty easy to create an MCP server. We have the complete documentation here. And once you create an MCP server, right, you can just upload it to the platform. As I just shown how you can how you upload other models as well. You can just follow the same process to upload MCP servers. And once you upload, you can just deploy that to your dedicated compute. And once you deploy to your dedicated compute, and you can access that, you'll be getting the API, and you can just use that to call the MCP servers within your agents or within your clients. So we have also added this MCP capability. Like you can build and upload your own MCP servers, and also just create your own applications with MCP and agents. So yeah, that's about. I just want to talk like the other features as well that we have recently added, like the OpenAI compatibility and building agents and building MCPs. Also, like we will be having another workshop on Monday where I will be deep diving into building a complete AI agent from end to end, like from creating your own MCP server, how to upload that using the platform, how to deploy it within your cluster, and how you can access that MCP server and give that as an access to the agent, and how you can build an agent. Like we'll build an AI blog writing agent end to end. Like we will build the agent, we'll build it with Streamlit, we'll deploy it, and we'll just see a complete example on how you can build with MCP and agents. So I'm just leaving the other things for that workshop. But maybe if you want to explore more, we have tutorials on the YouTube as well, how to build your agents. We have the documentation as well here on MCPs and agents, so you can just check that. So yeah, that's about the complete platform walkthrough on Clarifai. I just seen everything. Maybe I think before we jump onto the questions, I just want to quickly go through the challenges that we have for this specific hack day. So I think we have just defined these challenges, keeping that like obviously there's a lot happening in Gen AI, like generative AI space, and keeping up to the speed is very difficult. And so we have defined these challenges specific to that. So I'll just walk through like what are the 5 challenges. Maybe you can just take a look at that as well within the like the challenges page, and you can just complete them. The first one is signing up to the platform, which is pretty easy and straightforward. So you can just sign up to the platform, to the Clarifai. It's pretty straightforward. Either it could be do it with Google or GitHub, and you can just complete the onboarding. So that's the first challenge. It's pretty easy. If you want to, like the second challenge is around like playground. We have seen how you can access the models via the playground. So you can just try out the models on the playground. Uh, Either it could be like open source or third-party models, or like just the LLMs or multimodal models, any kind of models, right? We just want you to try out models on the playground. So that's the second challenge, which is pretty easy, and I don't think it's pretty complex, or maybe it's difficult. I think I've already showed you how to try out or maybe access playground. And the third challenge is how you can access. Like we just want you to access the models via the API. I've just shown you as well, like how you can access via the Python SDK or via the OpenAI compatible API as well. It's pretty straightforward, easy. Like you can just access the model within the like using the Clarifai Python SDK, or if you prefer, if you have already been using any other framework, you can just call it via the OpenAI API endpoint. So we just want you to try out any of the model via the API and make a request to the model. So that's the third challenge. And the fourth challenge is itself is around agents, right? We have just carefully defined this, keeping that like obviously for the in the next 2 to 3 years, the complete world will be agentic with all the applications, all the use cases, all the industries. So we just want to get you started with building an agent. As I just shown you, we have a complete documentation on how to create your agents, whether it could be from your own preferred framework like Crew AI, or let's say Agno, or let's say like Google ADK, etc. Just go with that, and you can just build your agents. So we just want you to build an AI agent as a part of the fourth challenge. It could be anything, right? You can just use any framework. You have the complete freedom to choose your use case. Maybe as I just mentioned that I will be showing on the Monday workshop how to create a blog writing agent. But it's up to you how creative you would be, how like what kind of use case you would be coming up. Whether it could be from healthcare, whether it could be from finance, or is it could be from code, maybe for developers like code generation. Like if you want to build some agents around that, it's up to you. You have the flexibility to build your own agents, but obviously you just want to make sure to use uh, any framework that you prefer, but make sure to use the models available on the Clarifai community in order to build the agents. And obviously we have all these resources here, and we have also a YouTube tutorial on how to build the agents. So that's the fourth challenge. We just want you to get up to the speed with agents. And the fifth challenge is MCP itself. So we just want you to create a custom MCP server. I've just shown you, right? You can just create an MCP server using fast MCP and wrap it up with the Clarifai Python SDK. We have a model class, and you can wrap it up and then upload it to the platform. It's pretty easy and straightforward. You can just follow the documentation here. And also we will be going through this on the Monday workshop. But yeah, we just want you to create a custom MCP server and deploy it to the upload it to the platform and deploy it to your dedicated compute. This is the fifth challenge. So yeah, these are the 5 challenges, and obviously we just carefully curated all these challenges, keeping that what's happening around the generative AI, like what's happening around the industry, so that you will be getting up to the speed. So I hope this will help you to learn more about agents, how to build the agents, how to like what's MCP, how to build your own MCP servers, how to deploy that, etc. And maybe I think we have the documentation, and we will be doing workshops and things. But if you have any questions around like how to build your own agents, like maybe in terms of the use case that you're just checking out, or let's say if you have any questions or things around that, we will be available on the Discord, so that you can just feel free to ask anything at any time, so that we will be helping you out answer those questions around all the things. So yeah, those are the 5 challenges. I think you can just take a look at them as well uh, in the challenges tab. So yeah, that's what I just want to talk about, the challenges. I think that would help you to learn more about the agents and MCP, and how to call models, and how to work with different models. So yeah, those are the challenges. And also one final thing I just want to mention, as I just mentioned, right? We will be giving you access to the hackathon plan. It's like if anyone who want to build with Clarifai with during this whole 1 week, whether it could be you're building agent, you're trying out the playground, you're trying out maybe if you're trying out maybe trying your own models, etc. Like maybe if you want to just try out things, or if you want to complete all these challenges, if you need access, will be giving you the access to the hackathon plan, which have like a lot of credits and operations that helps you with building, so that you won't have any issues or errors in terms of a resource exhausted kind of thing. So you can just use that credits to build your own complete these challenges, etc. So in order to access that, all we need is like you need to sign up to Clarifai, and you need to provide that signed up Clarifai email to us, so that we can upgrade you to that hackathon plan. You can just share that with I think within the Discord, or you can within the Discord, like you can just DM me as well. I'll just add a message after this workshop. So if you need an access to the hackathon plan, just share your email. Like I just want you to sign up to the Clarify. Only then I think we can upgrade internally to you to the hackathon plan. So just sign up, provide your email, and we will be upgrading you to the hackathon plan, so that you can just build throughout this week. And also another thing, I think we just made just to give you some kind of help, even after the hackathon, everyone who have completed at least 4 challenges out of this 5, like at least 4 challenges, we will be giving like $250 in Clarify credits, which contains the model operations. Like you can just access all these models that I just shown. You can just like all the input operations. You will be getting some few CPU instances as well if you need to deploy your own models and other things. So we will be giving like $250 in Clarify credit, so that you can just, even after the hackathon, you can just build with you can access these models and build your own applications. So yeah, for that we just want at least 4 challenges. Like we just want you to complete at least 4 challenges out of 5. So yeah, I think even the Rosando or maybe the MLS team will brief you through that, like all the criteria and things, etc. So I just want to mention those 2 things: hackathon plan and the credits that we are giving for completing at least 4 challenges. So those are the things, and I think maybe the MLS team could add this to the tab. We have this resources. I just put together all the resources together, like the documentation, videos, and things. Maybe if you want to explore much more, you can just check out the documentation tab as well. So yeah, just go through it. We have documentation, videos, and everything I've just put together in a single page. You can access it, and maybe this might help you as well in terms of building your, or maybe completing the challenges. So you can access this doc and access the tutorials and things. And also hope maybe the Monday workshop also helps you with more understanding the agents and MCP. We will be building an end-to-end agent. I'm excited for that session as well. Hope you all will be joining that session and maybe learning more along with me on how to build agents and MCP servers, etc. So yeah, that's all from my side. I think we have very less time now. Maybe I can just take the questions if you have anything. So yeah.
Awesome presentation, Sumanth, and everyone that is asking for the doc, we'll make sure that we get that out to you and that you have access to it. If you don't see it in the chat here, check out Discord. After this, we'll post it in there, and that's where you'll be able to find it. I think we have time for one question, Sumanth, before we wrap up. If we don't get to your question today, follow up in Discord. We'll be able to get answered there. I think as you go through docs and other things like that, I have a feeling you'll also find answers to some of your own. So share what you're learning about Clarifai with the rest of the Global Hack Week attendees, because I'm sure there are other people that have the same questions.
One thing, Alex, maybe I think most of the people are mentioning like error message, like fail to fetch the model. So I think maybe just try switching the different models, like try out different other models. Like if you're just getting error with other model, any specific model, just try out different models as well. Like we have a ton of models. See if it's working, or if you're just still facing issues, even after this workshop, I will be available on the Discord. Just share that with us. I will be following up with the team and will help you out in terms of those errors, so that no issues. We'll help you out.
Awesome. Getting the Google Doc link in there so you'll have everything in one place. All right, Sumanth, we got one question, and then we will wrap it up here. We have a question on if we can train an AI model for speech recognition and text-to-speech using Clarifai.
Yeah, I think I could just show that as well. Maybe if you go to the community, just showing you how to explore the models within the community. You can just go to the community. You can, based on your use case, I think if you could see my screen,
Yeah, I put it back up there for them.
Cool. And here, I think it's text to speech, right? Like text to audio. You can just filter it from here. Text to audio models. So like we have quite a few. You can see we have OpenAI text to speech model, and we have this Aura TTS from DeepGram, and we have this OpenAI text to another version of this text to speech model. You can just use these models, or maybe if you are looking for speech to text, we have models as well. You can just add input type as audio. I think I've just showed you as well in the presentation. There are a few models as well available for text to speech, just taking time. But yeah, this is how you can just hopefully you could just see it here. Like we have like audio transcription model, Whisper Large, audio summarization, and all the models. So obviously you can just access these models to build. But yeah, if you have any other use cases as well, you can just filter out based on your specific use case, the type of model that you want from the left-hand sidebar, and you can access the models from there. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the time today, Sumanth. Go complete the challenges if you all want to learn more about Clarifai. Play around with some of the different models too, right? It might be fun for you to compare the different capabilities and how they stack up against one another. If you all have any questions, post in the Discord. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Sumanth will be around to help as well. We can make sure that he sees your questions. And if we're seeing multiple questions, we'll get a group update out for everyone. We've got another awesome workshop coming up right after this. Rosenda will be back with the Oracle team, so stay on if you're interested in that. And Sumanth will be back with us on Monday to walk you through how you can deploy a custom MCP server on the Clarifai platform. Thanks for joining in, everyone, and we'll see you at the next workshop. Have an awesome Global Hack Week.
Thanks, everyone.